Hola, hola, ¿cómo están hoy? Bienvenidos a este primer vídeo que hago para YouTube. Si no me conocen, mi nombre es Laura Ledo y soy profesora de español y de inglés online. If you don't know me, my name is Laura Ledo and I am a Spanish and English teacher online. I hope March is starting kindly for you. I actually wrote this episode of the podcast in France, and I was freezing cold in a tiny town in France, in the south of France. But now I'm back in Fuerteventura, where I live and work. And even though I'm wearing this sweater, it's already pretty warm. Today I am talking about false friends. Those are falsos amigos, and these type of words appear a lot in my classes, and they generate a lot of confusion. False friends are words in Spanish, for example, because I'm teaching you Spanish, that look like another word in English, but they don't mean the same, right? I'm sure you've heard of false friends before. If not, bueno, maybe this is your first time. I would say false friends are very cheeky words, but they are also very common, and you should at least know the most famous ones. Let me give you a famous example. The word librería in Spanish does not mean library. It looks like library, but it actually means bookshop. Librería is the place where you buy the books. If you want to go to a library, then you would go to a biblioteca. This is one of the most famous examples about false friends. Let's talk about other common examples of false friends between English and Spanish that I find myself reminding a lot to my students. So, embarazada, I know it looks like embarrassing, but it means pregnant. It has nothing to do with being embarrassed. Actual does not mean actual, it means ongoing or current. Éxito, I know it looks like exit, but it actually means success. Noticia looks like notice, but it is actually news. To read some news, for example, leer las noticias. And the last one, realizar, it seems to be realize, but it actually means to do. Now we're going to do the opposite. Let's look at words in English that might be false friends in Spanish. So, sensible, it is not sensible, but is sensato. Carpet no es carpeta, es alfombra. Constipated no es constipado, es estreñido. I know. Firm no tiene nada que ver con firma, quiere decir firme, duro. And el último, involve, no tiene que ver con envolver, sino más bien implicar. There are so many false friends, so many. And I know that they can be pretty confusing. So this is what I would do if I were learning English for the first time. I'm trying not to sneeze right now. I did 3 things. First one, I would create a false friend list. And when I write, I wouldn't do a simple list with like all the false friends just like in a column, but I would write some examples that make sense for me. So I would try to learn the word in a context. Number 2, I would maybe use an app like Quizlet to do some games with flashcards, so I can do some memory games if I don't have a teacher to practice with. If you want a teacher, you can hit me up. Last one, I would try to read articles or texts and try to spot them in context. Together with this part is the part where you use them. You use them in conversation with your teacher, you use them in conversation outside when you travel, that would be the end goal. So I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry about my recording skills, my broadcasting skills. Oh, it's time. It's my first time doing this. I really hope that this was helpful for you. And yeah, my intention is to continue uploading videos on YouTube and hopefully reaching people who really are serious about learning Spanish or English. So yeah, welcome to my channel.